I love you, Grunt.
So today we're going to take a look at the EMGY Grunt from 3A. This is a 1/12 scale, I think what it's called, 1/12 scale, not 1/6 scale. And this is a special one for me because this is the very first 3A figure I ever bought in my collection. I think I remember the times when I was just looking at this thing through websites and all that and just imagining it in my collection, and I think one day I just pulled the trigger. I think it cost around $118 back in the day, and yeah, I got it from eBay back when I used to shop on eBay, and here it is. I think a couple years later, I think I got this in 2012, 2013, something like that. And yeah, I was really worried about this particular one because this is the most expensive figure I ever bought on eBay, and yeah, shipping was also a bitch, so glad it made it. It took about three weeks to a month to get here, but here it is. So with that being said, let's take a look at this tiny guy. And here's the 1/12 scale EMGY Grunt, the very first 3A figure in my collection. There is a 1/6 scale version of this guy here, which, you know, I'm never gonna get. I don't think I could afford this guy. He does come with a lot more. You can remove his helmet and reveal his face and all that. But this guy, you can only have him do so much because he's so small. But here he is. So with that being said, let's take a closer gander at this boy. And here's a closer look at the Smol EMGY Grunt guy. And yeah, he's loaded with a lot of detail, weathering, a lot of care for something so small. 3A used to do a lot of these figures back in the day. I don't know why they're lacking in this type of quality with Underverse, because that whole Underverse line is completely disappointing to me. Let's see if I can do a little close up here. There we go. So you could see, like, this isn't mold or deterioration, this is actually on purpose. So you could see, like, what they used to do, what they can do, what they should do with their figures, because, like, these backpacks here, oops, sorry about that. Like, these backpacks here, like, instead of just having black backpacks, they put weathering effects and all that just to give it that added depth. Something a lot of 1/6 scale figures don't do. Something I wish they would adopt, because it makes sense because these are dirty guys, right? So why can't their equipment be dirty? So you can see the pants as well. His boots, even the underside is weathered. Yeah. Don't know what that TRG means. There are other configurations for this guy. What I mean by that is there are other types. There are robot types of EMGY and all that, drop cloths. But I can only afford this guy, and I only can afford this guy because those things go for a lot of money. So yeah, this is him. So with that being said, he does have some accessories, which I'll show you right now. He comes with this honking shield. So I guess he's like a, I don't know, like a, what do you call those? Frontliners, I guess. So he's the one that goes into battle first because he has a honking shield. A vanguard, I guess what you call them. And they do have these dents here. So it is battle worn. He also has this combat shotgun. Look at that. For something so small, they put a lot of detail in, a lot of care. Like here, you know, they even like made a hole there. Some figures now, they just, that's cast, that's filled in, but 3A back in, they put holes where it needs to be. So yeah, this is a combat shotgun. Next up, I'm guessing this is his primary weapon. I guess it's a semi-automatic shotgun. Not shotgun, I guess gun. If you could see there. It is weathered, has a scope. Something so small. See, it's weathered and all that. And finally, he has this revolver, which comes in a little pouch where you're supposed to Velcro it into his suit somewhere, but it doesn't really stick, so I don't really put the Velcro on. So this is his little tiny revolver thing. Even the handle is weathered. So, there we go. So yeah, that's what he comes with. So with that being said, let's stick all these accessories onto this little dude. And here's the Grunt all kitted out. I tried to put all the accessories on my figures, so the gun is basically shoved into his vest there, and I put the shotgun in the backpack here, so it kind of looks natural a bit to have a shotgun on your back. I don't know, it looks cool to me. So yeah, this is him basically. The only issue with this figure, honestly, is he's very back heavy, of course, so he can't really stand on his own properly. I mean, you could balance him, but you know, after an hour he will topple over, unfortunately. But this is him. This is my very first 3A figure that went to a downward spiral to get more. Speaking of more, I have another Grunt, so let's do a little comparison, I guess. And these are the two Grunts I have in my collection. Now, I don't really know where this guy is from or what series he's from, but I got him for dirt cheap because the seller didn't know what he was selling. The listing for this guy was basically Combat Soldier 1/12 scale. That's it. So I got him for dirt cheap. And as you can see, they do share the same structure, the same sculpt, the same accessories. Just painted differently, obviously, and I think the EMGY guy has a longer trench coat than the other one. Like, yeah, this one goes past his knees, the other guy doesn't really. But yeah, this is my two Grunts in my collection. Will I get more? I don't... Yeah, I will. What am I saying? Of course I'll get more if the price is reasonable, because these guys go for a lot now. Especially loose. I got this guy loose, so it goes to show, you know, you might get lucky. Who knows? So yeah, this is my little take on these guys. So I guess I'll do a little close-up and stick this guy in the shelf. So I'm just gonna do a little... Well, I'm gonna attempt to do close-ups on this guy. He is pretty small, so trying to angle this camera is a bit tricky, but let's see if I can do this. So he does have like a little oxygen tank thing here, a respirator for his gas mask. So you can see the detail there. It's not mold, it's actually how they used to do it. He doesn't come with extra hands. This is the only hands you get. I don't know about the 1/6 scale, you probably get more. But as you see here, for the small guys, this is what you get, which is okay in my book. So you can see the shield there. See the backpack there. So I just basically shoved the shotgun into his back there. And as I said before, some of the Velcros don't really stick well. Like this here. They pop open, unfortunately. I mean, yeah. That's basically it, really. Again, what does TRG mean? Does anybody know what this group is? TRG? Part of the Imperial Fists, I guess, because they're yellow. So yeah, let's stick this guy in the cabinet and end this dumb review. And this is where I'll stick the EMGY Grunt next to Dread over there from 3A as well. So this is my little humble 1/12 scale collection of 3A, all jam-packed in one cabinet. I mean, I'm not really actively looking for these guys, but if they do pop up, I usually get them if they're at a reasonable price as well. Some aren't, honestly, but them's the breaks for collecting these guys, because they're not really showing up anymore in my local listings. So yeah, I think it's about that point where these people are starting to realize how rare they are and they're not really letting them go. So yeah, with that being said, yeah, this is my first 3A figure, which launched me into collecting them, and thought I'd do a little review for them. So with that being said, as always, thanks for watching, and go get them!